this out. This is my LitePro folding bike. I bought this last year about Christmas time. Got a heck of a deal on it. It's enabled me to take a bike places I hadn't before. I'd heard some horror stories about how this was packaged. Came in a big old box, taped up real big from China, and perfect. It actually, I didn't even need to adjust the rear derailleur. I unfolded it, put air in the tires, and then went for a ride. Budget priced. Of course, it looks very much like a Brompton, but my understanding is at one point, LitePro made some parts for Brompton, and I don't know how they still have the rights to it, but you know, these are made in China. Part of the reason I went with this one is one, price, but also because it has a 9-speed rear derailleur. I was having a hard time deciding on the Bromptons between the 1, 2, 4, or 6 speed, or however they kind of work the internal with the external kind of thing. I've ridden one and I don't seem to feel that difference in efficiency, but I know derailleur systems are like the most efficient system we have. So I wanted to be able to ride as quick as I could on this bike, and it is not a fast bike. It looks titanium, but this is brushed chromoly steel. And I'm gonna prove it right now. I got my mic here. My magnetic mic. Because you might think it's aluminum. It's not aluminum, it's not titanium. It's chromoly. I don't even know what the weight of the bike is. I'll throw it on the screen right now. But, you know, as I have this kitted up, I put on some other grips. I've tried a couple saddles. The saddle that came with it is the worst saddle I've ever sat on. Had no edge support, you just fall off the edges. Totally awful, took that thing right away, off right away. I added, you can see these skateboard wheels on the back. The luggage wheels were kind of skinny, and this would tend to fall over with a little bump in its folded position. As you see, we got 16-inch wheels. We got a 1x9 drivetrain, so we got, you know, we got some gears. I added that kickstand you just saw on this side and this little center bag, but from the stock way is to hold this lever right at the bottom of the seat post, and you fold that rack under, and that's your kickstand. You can also use this as a shopping mode because this can roll around, and I've seen it mostly people leave the handlebars up and then leave your bag on the front mounting block and then push around by the seat. I bought the backpack and that slides on the front block. It was an add-on right through LitePro. The backpack, it just kind of was tensioned over this, and on long rides it worked itself off right onto the front tire. So, but I took that off of here and I put this basket right on it, and it just goes right onto this front block just like that. And you just pull up on the lever and pull this tab to the side, and then you got it off. I'll just show you the other part of the fold real quick. Bring this around, pull it to the back. There we go. That, and drop it. And seat down, and when you put the seat all the way down, it locks the wheel into place. So then this whole bundle stays together. You know, pretty easy to throw this on the seat of a car. In the trunk, back seat, lots of places. It's, you know, a little wide, but it does make it's a very compact package to, you know, pretty much. Easy to throw in the corner if you want to not take it, you know, not leave it outside and lock it up. And also you can lock up through this frame even when it's folded. So when you unfold it, the first thing you have to make sure is bring up your seat some amount. I often fold the handlebars in first, and it's just a simple turn knob. It almost feels to me like if you don't crank it all the way, it actually works better. These aren't my favorite part of the bike. I had problems with this part of the bike getting loose, and so I Loctited the screws in, so you can see it didn't drop down super fast. It takes a little more effort to move the back triangle, but it's staying in place a lot better. But you can see here, it uses this system, so when it's folded, it keeps this chain under tension. So it doesn't matter what's happening with this back triangle, it keeps it under tension between this, and it works really well. That's how I kind of fit on the bike. The back side of the seat post has a whole numbering system from 0 to 25. This is a standard length seat post. I'm almost at the maximum extension. I have a 32-inch inseam. So I think if you have an inseam much over 32 inches, I don't know what LitePro says on their website, but I would think you want to get the extra long seat post. Still plenty of room with this H bar up on top, so it's worked out real well for me. I've been really happy with the setup. So pros about this bike, normal bike kind of touch points, pretty lightweight, even though this is totally just steel. Affordable, super handy and compact to throw it around. And I think this is, if you maybe think you might want to get into this could be the gateway drug into the Brompton world. I feel like if I can find somebody to do a video with me, I'll do a second video comparing the Brompton directly to the LitePro. I think every place on the Brompton is just a step up in quality and refinement, and probably a little stronger, substantial feeling, just from what I've seen of some in person. I took a little spin on one once. Yeah, I think just that flexibility of being able to do a lot more things with your bike is really what I very much appreciate this bike for. Cons, the fact that it didn't come with a kickstand and you have to use this back thing is kind of a con. It's really easy, and it was like a $20 add-on. I bought it at a separate time off of Amazon. The ability, this has a rack, but it doesn't have any real utility. Maybe some sort of a top trunk bag could work, but it's a weird spot. So I think it's just kind of not, and you definitely can't hang panniers on it. I know the Brompton one you can. And it would have to almost shift back so that you wouldn't have heel strike issues. The stock configuration of these skinny little wheels wasn't very stable. Adding these I had skateboard wheels on front and back. It's just a standard M5 bolt. The problem is my heel was hitting this one because it stuck out too far. The more I've ridden the really small diameter tire bikes, I've had some 16-inch wheels on recumbents, and I'm not a fan of it around town. It's hard to, potholes, they just eat you up. Climbing hills, because the tire size is so small, even with a big chain ring up front, you kind of stand up and pedal and you get like half of the turn. So you can't get much of a circle going. It's like, so you really just need to stay seated and keep spinning. Now you have the 9-speed in the rear, so you get a pretty good ability to do that. Again, these knobs aren't the best thing in the world. It has a water bottle attachment point here, but it's actually not straight. It's on the bend of the bar. I put a couple things there and it doesn't fit very well. And I just haven't liked it. But as far as a bike that's easy to throw in the vehicle, handle, and just for some short distances around, I think this works really, really well. This thing has been real nice and solid, and all I've really done is wipe it down a couple times and ride it. I haven't even adjusted anything. So it's got caliper brakes. It's just super simple, basic, and while it doesn't have the quality, it's so simple that it doesn't need the quality to still be a pretty dang good bike.